is going down. Oh my gosh. So, this weekend here where I'm at, I don't know about you guys, wherever you're at, but I'm on a Saturday afternoon here, and I've been gone for a while. I was under the umbrella. They had me go through some downloads, right? Transitions, transmissions, all those things that happens. And when you gotta get away, you gotta get away. And that's what I had to do, but I didn't do it. It didn't just happen like that, of course. I woke up one morning and my charger for my tablet was gone. I was like, okay. And I never move it, so I'm like, who took the charger, guys? I'm talking to my family, right? So I'm like, okay, who took the charger? You guys took the charger? Give it back, because I know something's going on here and you took the charger. But they didn't give it back, so I kind of think that even if it did happen this way, they still had the power to give it back. But I think it could have got caught in a time warp, you know, and I moved into a different time zone and the charger got left behind, I guess, because that does happen. I had a phone that happened like that with me one time, and I had the phone in my hand the whole day, and then right at the time I was getting ready to leave the house to go away somewhere, the phone was nowhere to be found. It was gone. And so our phones and different things can get caught in inside of time warps, you know, or a time loop where the time is either changed on a different timeline, and something get caught into the vortex of it, and it just go away. So that happens a lot. So I'm here back to just see where I can pick up where we left off from, the show and tell. You know, we were doing show and tells, and I was having so much fun and enjoying it, you know. However, all wasn't in vain, because I was really working with the family and getting information, you know, learning more about the world and myself and all things, you know. And so I did have something I want to share with you guys that I did get in the process of all this, is that it has to do with menus, right? You know what a menu is, right? As the menus, right? Everybody when you go to the restaurants and stuff, that kind of menu, right? So yeah, I want to kind of see if I can give you a little bit of information on that, and see what you can do with it. And so anyway, since I'm back and just kind of getting warmed up here, it's not something you can just kind of roll into, and you can. It just depends on you, who you are, and where you're at. You know, when you've been away from a minute or so, you know. I don't lose touch though, because I still stay close in percentage of me, you know, with me, you know, and that's a myth, but I do. So I want to do some music, a warm up time, you know, before I do anything else. And anyone who ever never came to the channel before, you don't know who I am. I'm the cosmos bitch here on the planet. Yeah, I am. And I also, up there in the cosmos, I am a bitch up there too. And I love it, and they love me, and I love them. So I represent the cosmos here on the planet here. Yeah, I do represent them there too. However, they are all of my family. I love them so much. They love me, and we have so much love for each other. One thing I found out about any transition you're making, and especially now, more than anything, you know, if you are in the transition, or if you're in a, you know, whatever we all are, everyone is in the evolution of transition, whether you are aware of it or not, you're in it. But those who become aware, let's know that it's the closer you can get to them, the unphysical, the non-physical beings, the better you'll be. Trust me, you're gonna be making too many tumbles over and falling over. You know how when you first start learning how to walk, and you just like a baby, and you tumble over on yourself. So, and we do that because we're just what we are, as babies going to grow up life, you know, learning how to be who we are, whatever that is. Most of you are gods. They say you're goddess, but goddess don't really, I don't think really fit in there. I think that was just something that was kind of brought in to make it be separation between the feminine and the masculine, but there's no separation, so everyone is a god. So there you are. Because you're in the conscious of the source, which is the God of all, the God of source, the source of everything, source of all giving, source of all living, source of all. And so if you are in the conscious of the source of all, that makes you the source, right? And that's what you are, right? Exactly. And then you growing in the image of source as you fit into your created way to mold and shape your life to fit into the source of all. And source is all, right? You can't separate the dark from the light because you got them both, and there are both source. What we do, we gravitate to the one that is more, that our soul is visible, that is calling for, that is fit for our soul life. That's what the one we grow up to, that one, and we gravitate to that one. And then you become whole in yourself. Because when you just only operating on part of you, which is, if you just only in the low energies and low vibration of, you know, of doing your life livings and experiences, then you just experiencing the dark side of energies and the shadow sides of your own, you know, doings and mishaps and all that stuff. So when you want to get up above that and past that, or just rise up to a higher level in source, you go toward the higher energies, okay, where you get more information. You have to get the information in order to know how to go and which way to climb up and whatever it takes for you to get there, okay? You got to know whether you got to, you know, clean the barrel out or whatever, and then start walking toward the, you know, the way where source can start pouring in more and more and more towards you. And walking doesn't mean physically, it just really means moving your energy toward your conscious and everything toward the way you want to go, the way you choose to be in source, as to represent or to mirror back, right? So we all mirror source, okay? So let's do some music, because I'm ready to release some energy here, because I kind of like, yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of practice dancing, but I've done, I still do it. And I learned some new moves, yeah. So, yeah, let me see what we got here to be with music. Think about it. Text me. Yeah, I did get new songs too, so that'll help out a lot. Let's see. Yes, that's a new one. I just kind of got dropped on me, you know, and like it because it sort of put you back to the way that once was, and there is no new thing under the sun, right? So if it was, what did it say? History repeats itself. So if that's the case, we are going to a repeat cycle of life, right? Okay, and if you are crossing timelines of old time lives that you have lived, and they're coming into right now in this time, and you'll recognize them if you're awake enough and conscious, okay? And you'll know, maybe you'll see something on a movie or TV, and you're like, seems like something about that scene that it makes me feel like I was there or something like that. You may feel that, and that would be true because it would be identifying with you as once you were there, okay? So you will find that I have lots of them. I'm always experiencing different ones and it is helping the real, the one who I am, the true one, the higher conscious of me, to come to full conscious of me, by seeing me in the old timeline. So, yeah, that's why I like that one. Okay, how about some more good 45 music? Wait. I apologize for that. Someone it's just a naked phone. So it's 521, good number. For somebody who wants to know what the angel numbers, keeping up with them. And if you are seeing numbers, They all mean something as a message to you, as the divine ones that is on a journey. You are on a journey back to your homeland, your hometown, where you have been roaming for a long, long, long time. And that is the truth. Absolutely true. And and in the roaming that you've been roaming and not knowing that you were roaming because the Romans. Yeah, I can say a lot more names. But when I let you listen to the Master Rod Hayes, #2, that master teacher, then you'll hear him call all those names. He likes to call them out, And but that time when the Romans overthrew Greece, those are past times, right? And past times that you have lived in, whether you know it or not, you have. And so have all, okay? At one time or one timeline, you have, especially within the last 600 years, okay? You have been in and out of life and living different lives, not realizing that you had been in a certain life, and then you would go and where you left here, died or whatever. You just leave, and you the way the deception was set up in the Conjure War that we was in, which was made you think you were a slave, but you wasn't. You was in a Conjure War, and that name itself needs you to research it, okay? So you can know what it means, okay? But that was that's what you was sort of like entrapped in, but kind of like in an agreement in one way, due to the war that had really broke out in heaven and had spilled over on earth, and it was just being a lot of bloodshed going on. However, things got out of control, and so in order to break the bonds that was put up on, and sort of a spell at work, you had to carry out the 600 years of being in the Conjure War, and then at the end of time to wake up and realize who you were and what had been done to you and the people on the planet. That's the codes that the master teacher Rod Hayes has decoded, okay? Being that he is not just an ordinary man, okay? He's definitely not. He's one of the major primary gods that came in, okay? But you can't come here unless you put on this particular suit. Whether you are a god or not, you still must have this suit on in order to make it sort of fair to the all, okay? And so these are things that have happened, and so you was called into spell work that put you into an amnesia, sleep mode, like sort of, okay? So you were like sort of going into life cycles, not knowing who you were, what you did on one timeline to another, because they were like so recycling you back in, and you wouldn't remember. And all this happened to steal your identity, to steal your birthright, just like it was in the Bible time. All that, it goes right along here with this story that you're hearing today. It all matches up. It's all in the same tune, okay? You just gotta maybe go up to the top and look at it and figure it out, because it's always stems down to two brothers, involved in one thing or another, okay? And then the energy that each one carries, and where does it go, and how does it flow, and how does it stems down from timelines after timelines, and who is instilled with the type of energy that has been spilled over on the land, okay? And it was a lot, okay? Bloodshed, and you name it, all from power, control, stupidity, whatever. But it was all due to that. So which is why you in this time have so much of that in you today, not knowing that the aggressing of it is not really who you truly are. You're not that type of a being. You're really a more of a meek and mild type of a being that don't get caught up in mishaps and disagreements and jealous, all that kind of energy that spoils the divine, okay, the sauce. And so, but that had been going on, and so due to the reasons of everyone fitting into the bloodline, and in order to end everything, to begin another new cycle of life, you had to take a drop of the Anunnaki's blood. Everyone do. You all got a drop of it, and that's the only way you was going to be able to sin. If you didn't get it, you wouldn't have. So you are part reptilian. If you don't know you are, you are. And that's okay, because you got good ones, really good ones. And then you got some horrible ones that want to act ugly, and just like they would here. But all you do here is just mimic from what you have seen them do as the other gods, as the real ones. They gods just like you are. They was in a different dimension, maybe in a little higher, maybe one step up, but that's all, nothing else. And still was human like you, and in the body suit, but here we are. Now we're down to the end of that timeline, and all things that's been under the spell of darkness and amnesia, not knowing. Now is the day where you are able to break free and be your own self and your own God, and not serving other gods. That's not who you are, but you're giving yours to another one because you don't know your power that you have within you, and you do, okay? So when they did all these spells upon you, they had all the intent that you would never awaken to the true you and find that you've been under these spells of conjurer. And so if you really want to have somebody in your slave corral, and you want to keep them under your energy to be, Rod Hayes, the master's teacher, says they call us pets. We're like a pet to them, or food, and that was the truth. But they don't see you like you see you. So if you want to hold on to something that you think you deserve, or whatever the case is, which they thought they deserved this country and this planet, but they don't. It is not for them to have any deserving of it at all, because it's a feminine planet, as I said, and it always were. And the feminine energy is what runs it and controls it, but it has been under the control of the masculine energy, as you can tell, with all the phalluses everywhere you go. There's a phallus somewhere. You make it in a screw, or make it in whatever. You got them there. And then you got very little bit of her somewhere peeping out, behind the phallus, making her look like she's just there to soothe his, energy. Whether it's a screw or whatever, nut on the screw, you name it, is the same way. All right? It's the same way. It's no difference. Okay? And so it's been just conjure of a war that's been happening. But as I was saying, in that doing, now hear this, those particular reptilians, if you want to call them, some of them, which they are, all of them all are not Anunnaki. Anunnaki it just was part of some of it, it wasn't all Anunnaki. You know, it was just one of the bad ones that thought he had to show that he had to do himself and finish all himself in the whole 9 yards or whatever. We got to talk about him on another day. But there was a lot of tampering around with the life of the people on this planet, right? And so while they're working on the last takeover, this particular one here, we call him Yahweh, right? Yeah, we do. That's just the title. Doesn't make him anything different than that. If you want to worship him as Yahweh in the title, that's your world, okay? You do it. Do it. However, you must see the light and find out what is and what isn't. That's your choice. If you like to live where you're at, it's okay too. But so that part of doing the stolen identity to steal your birthright, so they had to steal your birthright to steal your identity and keep you under those spells that you will never find out who you are, and you'll never have the power that you have within you to become your own power and be the power of the true one that you are, you know, and be the God that you are, and stand in your own power and know your power, know that you have the power. But they didn't want you to know that, right? So they had all these different spells and kind of brought you in under and so the way they work, this is how they work now. As above, so below. So these guys, they can't, okay, say you say, could you draw me this salt lamp here on a piece of paper? They can't do that. Their mind don't work that way. But if you show them a drawing of it, they can draw it. So they have to see something in order to draw it or to make it. So they had to see something above in order to make it become below. And so if you know what a menu is, right? Menus that you use in a restaurant. Okay, if you ever, okay, so a menu, remember, you know I say real memes, okay? Well, I'm shown the memes are menus. And that means we all are menus. And so there's menus, and down here's menus. But you have to study on the word itself, menus, okay? Because it travels in a very deep origin of our existence, as far as above and so below, okay? And it also is the indigenous people who we are, and so it truly goes with the identity of what we are, menus, okay? We're menus, which is very good when you are operating in the way it's supposedly operate as a higher conscious and a higher being in the menus of it, okay? Because remember I said everything feeds off each other, so it goes into that way, but you know that you're menus. But down here, they took that energy of that formula and put it in the menus here, but not as the menu that you are there. So because you are a menu, and you know that they know your menu, but you didn't know you was a menu, okay? You know your menu. So because you don't know your menu, they put all the menus in the restaurant, okay? Because if you know anything about how the occult world work and the hidden knowledge, they hide it from you so they can keep you unidentified, and they have it, okay? So the way they would acknowledge you as a menu, which you are, because every restaurant will see you as a menu, meaning that you're like a customer, which you are. So they got a double whammy on you. You're a customer and you're a menu. And when you go to their restaurant, you pick up the menu and you identify yourself as a menu, because you are. and you don't know that you are, but you are. So you and the menu are connected. Then you go to the menu and you order something off your menu. And this is like a spell of a ritual that keeps you coming back to the restaurant to keep spending money, because you are considered a menu. And so when they made the menus to see you all over the land as a menu. Those are menus. So they made a menu to go with your energy, and that keeps you under the spell of keeping them back. That's how you do it. Same way as a customer. I remember the conscious of my old me, whoever it was, at that time once before, took a class up in the auto sales department. And in the class, they teach you that everyone is a customer. Everyone. It doesn't matter. They want you to get that image and keep it in there, because once you keep that image, you are drawing the customers into you, and the customer will always keep coming back to you because you're keeping them as a customer, even on their paperwork, and they keep that counter before you too in a lot of ways, so you can keep being a customer, and never being an owner, but a customer, being your own, free to just be what you want and get what you want and do as you want and be the man that they are, as you want to. They own their company, you can own yours, but you didn't want to own it in the conjugal war. It wouldn't have been a good thing to do. You would only just been in the trap of it. Okay, so if you did get a business on that time, then well, so be it. Maybe you can find out the difference between now and then and break free and go start it over again, start something a little bit different and more suitable for the people, the planet, the humanity, to make way for all, not just for myself, but for everyone, which has been a big problem on the planet, right? Everyone was all for themselves, leaving those that had little with little. What a bunch of goo-goo, right? And that's so not so cool. So just know that you are considered a menu, and you are a menu up there as well, and you are truly a menu here, but when you are a menu there, you are a menu not as that menu on the restaurant, but you're still set up as a menu where people can feed off and eat off and so forth and so on, but you're in the source of all, and you're connected, where you're not under the spell to continue to go into that same restaurant and keep spending your money back and forth in that same menu. Okay, so that's why everybody want to keep the menu. They want to have the best menus, and they cater to the ones that they know that fits with their menu. So, okay, let's do some more music. I just wanted you guys to know that part about the menus, and that you are a menu, but they got you as a menu too, okay? And a customer. And I guess you can keep going if you choose to, or decide that you don't want to keep giving to that restaurant, or whatever you want to call it, okay? Okay, so I'd like to play something real good here, and we'll see what we got. Anybody got some? here. Let's change it. I don't have them set up, you know, where they can just play. So this one here is gonna take you back a couple years or so and just remember the energy that it brings in with it.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world, and a whole world for me. For me. Stars when they shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so good.
Okay, I love that song. That person there who great creator that he was or is. I don't know where he's at this time and day in life. So many things has happened to the famous Hollywood. Yeah, it's being torn down now. There you will be rebuilt with normals that will be whatever they choose. make the Hollywood rise up again, stand up on his feet, and a whole nother new energy of life. Yeah, here to do entertainment as it is for the whole collective, above and so below. Because don't you know that as you here doing whatever, they doing it there too, and enjoying you as they there, and as you here. So they, they rock with you while you're here. But so I love it, and he has a beautiful voice, and if I would have to guess, which me, I'm pretty close to being right, but most of the time I am. When I do guess, I would say he's not from this planet either. He came in as a sentient being to bring another way, another voice to the table. Give you something else to look to and to feel on and to gravitate toward, and whatever, that happens to our life as we here to experience different experiences that we chose be ourselves before we came here, right? Yep, we did. And so it's a life that we want to begin to enjoy the journey. That truly makes your world better, and really it makes the world go much better, much smoother, much easier, and much likable. You will not lack that you are where you at. You'll begin to love that you are, and that who you are and where you at. You'll begin to love that because you're learning how to just take it, all the cringe out, and just let the free bliss of happy and joy and just freedom go through you. But you have to allow it to come in order to let it happen, okay? I didn't find it something that easy unless I allow it to happen. I had to let go, not be so adulty, not to be so grown up, not to be so responsible. When I am told by my ones there that speaks daily, if I open up enough and give them a chance to get in here, but I feel the energy, so I don't have to. But they said the only job that you have, if you call it a job, but the only thing they want you to do, and that's all you have to do right here. They say be happy. I said, what? Just be happy? Yes. And we do everything else. Oh, really? But they know you can't be. You're not just gonna be happy all day, but do it as much as you can. Learn to get used to it. Mold it in, make it happen, set it in place, set it in stone. So if it just ain't feeling it, it'll just come on. If you're not feeling just you start moving it and the energy of it, and let it come in, because it will. And you just be happy and just be free, and that's it. That way, all the pressure is taken out of your journey. And you don't have to be those low-minded words of thinking, those ways of thinking, like, how they call those words, I might call them, the words that keep you down, and you just keep going, round and round in a circle in your head. You don't know how to cut it down. You gotta shut that joke off. And that is not easy when you don't know how to put it out of there. Just drop every thought down in here and breathe. And just take good breaths, deep breaths, and go out and relax and get you some harmonizing on the phone or whatever, some meditation, good soft, that what fits with your energy, whatever it is, that gets you to come down, bring it down, drop it, and you have to, because if you do that, you're just gonna burn it. There's no place to be, they say. The mind is the devil's playground or whatever, idle mind. Idle means that you ain't doing nothing with it. You just letting it run. Idling. Remember the particle. Why you caught the idling so long? Why? You got gotta cut it off. You run out of gas. So you don't let this go idle. You gotta put it out, and then you go let it drop it. Then when you want to get there, go there in a mindful, intellectual way, and a reason that you open up and let something come through, and then you bring them two together and fill them out, work them in there, and ask your cosmos, that beings that surround you, and let them kind of give you the answer. If you can open up and hear them, a lot of times, sometimes you think it's your voice, and it is, but not, it's your higher voice, okay? And then they can talk to you too, whenever they want to. Your ancestors, all of them, they speak to you. But we are being so programmed and so mind, controlled. I wanted to call it another word. I felt that I'll hold that one for another good time. and so it's not easy to let go of that mind control way and be free in the mind and allow something new to come flow through in there. I mean, but they always have caught me off guard, wanting to give me something that catch me off guard a lot of times, when I'm not just not thinking about anything. I'm kind of like in my own world, just sometimes I'm maybe high off me some weed or something, but they'll catch me right off guard and shoot something in my, in my energy, like, what? What? Are you kidding me? And so a lot of times that's the only way they can get in, because now you took your mind down out of there and you went to a low breathing state of energy, where you just only breathe, just let it come in, and this is the way you make your transitioning from old to new, from old life, an old way of being, old way of seeing, old way of acting, old way of whatever, to another better and new way. Anytime you're growing, it's always going to be a better way and a new way, because you're growing up and from something that you were or is to something different. All right? And going up is always better, always better. Going down, no. Okay? But it is, if it benefits you to go up, if it calls you to go up, then it is. Okay? So let's play some more music, and then I may cut the video short. I've had my first day back here of the time, just let it come out, and see what happens. And I want to do the show and tell for you too, because I want you to get some more those videos, so you can keep up with it, okay? Because maybe if I don't post them, you may not get them. I don't know. It just depends on where you're at in your interest. Most people may get one video and they go, "Oh, this guy's cool. I'm gonna pick up some whatever this guy has to say." And you keep going on. The whole place today is to wake the minds up to know where you at in your life. Where's the planet at? Where's the world at? Where are we at in the world? That where you would know that you're free, as the elephant was, and then leave, because he'd been there for so long. But you are free. You're free to move in the direction that you want to go in. You're free to let your life flourish. You're free to want whatever you want. And you've probably been told not to want, but to need. And you don't want to need, you want to want. No need, okay? Because if you get the wants, then your needs are met. Right? So get something higher than a need and get a want. What do you want? What I want. Well, right now, when you can say, I want about $400 or $500 to take care of this energy over that needs to be looked at. People sending me these things through the mail and whatever. Be serious and be honest and let them give it to you. If you deserve it, they'll bring it in. If you don't, I don't know. Sometimes you can get it even if you don't deserve it, because you just match the energy. That's good, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play some more music that's good for us. The song that we wanted to
And we're in this crazy life. And through these crazy times, it's you. You make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you. You make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything, your every song, and I sing along. 'Cause you're my everything. Yeah. So la 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 la. So la 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 la.
So, yeah, these are like old songs here, and having such a great time hearing them and remembering things that places. Oh wait, okay, there we go. I want to do something else here.
Initiating rage process.
Don't do me like this is so, baby. Flames are burning in my soul, baby. I've been listening to Southie soul, lady. What I'm feeling lately, I don't know, lady. So baby, draw me closer like a puzzle. Tell me, say you got the man you know. Baby girl, you know I got the figure. Make I sing, I make you dance, I know. I'm a monster, I get it go. But I got love for you, you know. Aphrodite down, got my ego. So I stay down for you, you know. Yeah, the way you whine, slow whine. I looked and I saw sign. You won't find but I would trust was on the line. Baby girl, you was my slime. Baby girl, you everything I like. Baby girl, you was my slime. Fashion is the life of design. Could I never start my own line? I got love for you, oh no, no. Now you know I got to leave solo. I know it for you, look, go, go. Blow them, go, go, go. Now you know I got to take your foot. Follow you down to slow it down. Baby, don't do me like this is so. Baby, this is so. Flames are burning in my soul. Baby, I've been listening to Southie soul. Lady, what I'm feeling lately, I don't know. Lady, so baby, draw me closer like a puzzle. Tell me, say you got the man you know. Baby girl, you know I got the figure. Make I sing, I make you dance, I know. I'm a monster, I get it go. But I got love for you, you know. Aphrodite down, got my ego. So I stay down for you, you know. Stay down for you, you know.
Initiating rage process.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so was trying to think if I would just shut down and then come back on another video and show you those do the show and tell, you know. Yeah, I may do that because I don't know how long I've been on this one. I don't have it on timer, and I just on my camera, right? Okay. So let me do that and cut this one off. Excuse me, and come back with and just come back with another video, right? And show the show and tell, right? I think I got a lot of them, but I'm only gonna probably do 1, 2 the most, okay? Maybe 3, but more or less for sure 2. Okay, I love you guys so much, right? Have a good day, afternoon, morning, whatever you're doing. Yeah.